Greetings, everyone. So, welcome from my friend's house in Glastonbury. And I'm at one of those moments where I look like somebody on the TV who's got their bookshelf behind them. So, I'm happy to have copied and pasted this from my friend's living room because I currently do not have the intellectual looking bookshelf in the background. And now I have one. And it just happened, it started to rain outside. So I wanted to, anyway, talk to you a little bit about the forthcoming immersion. And it's a tricky one because I give a transmission each time that's slightly different. And so a part of me is wondering, what if I've left out something that another group heard or things like that? But I'm sure it will all emerge during the journey. I think that what I want to say now is everything's on track, and everything's on track uh, by the energies that guided me to make this system. And uh, we're now, after constantly running this program, I'm not saying constantly, we have breaks, but we've done it a lot of times since we piloted in summer 2020. So it's a COVID baby, but it has been brewed for many, many lifetimes and eons before. And and that's what I really want to talk about now is that firstly, we're at a beautiful auspicious time where we're now starting to train our first teachers. And we also now are where we really wanted to be because it feels like a significant step. Something personally that I've been yearning for a long time is to start to really have the residential possibilities for running these programs. And within that, there is the day retreats that we've got in North Wales, the sacral chakra. And not all of you can maybe make that, but this is something I really want to share. This program, as a COVID baby, started very much online. And it's brilliant because it means we can work globally. We have to be skillful with how we hold space for people. But ultimately, the guidance that I received was that this system is something that really solves something that I feel very passionate about, that you can maybe feel my strength as I say that, because I was talking to somebody just at the weekend, and we were just talking about how much some people are suffering, and she was saying, "Oh, there's somebody I really care about who's hurting at the moment, and what could we do?" And I said, "Well, this is a big problem. We really need residential care for people because a lot of people have to go back into the same triggers, the same situation, and we need action teams and spaces where people can come for a chunk of time, and we have the tools now. We can do the rewiring, they can grow, and they're there for longer in terms of it's not just a retreat for a day. Or we have preparation programs. They might come for a 9-day residential of a particular chakra, things like that. And therefore, our little day having a 1-day sacral chakra intensive on top of the online teachings, for me, is the opening of the reality of what we wish to be. And therefore, it's a funny way round that I'm talking to you today, because some of you will be new students, but I thoroughly believe that we can help people grow when we help them to know the progression routes that are available. Because what I see a lot of is a lot of junior practitioners all doing the same stuff, kind of wanting to transition to make healing their full-time thing, but actually they're all offering the same thing, and it becomes very competitive and very samey. And actually, I think if people know that we have got a kind of esoteric mystery school rejuvenation temple ethos behind us with a lot of connections to lineage holders, that it can help you to have aspirations, and therefore you can grow in a more delightful fashion, I hope. Because I think a lot of people meet like-minded souls, but they stay doing the same thing, and that's okay because they're probably not ready to go to the higher grounds just yet. So it's a beautiful trajectory that's starting to take place, which makes us one stage closer to whatever the reality is that we aspire for, that we really can help those who are struggling but very gifted beings to actually get closer to having an action team of holistic practitioners working with them. This system is something very special in that it's got a backbone of pranayama and chakra wisdom. It's got the yoga, it's got DNA teachings, multidimensional teachings, we're holding space for you. All of these things held in a framework of numerology and astrology. And it was only at the weekend when I finalized the, the finishing touches to a presentation that I did at the UK Breathwork Festival called Breathe, which was in Avalon. And it's something I've known, but then I saw something connected to one of my teachers, and then saw what I see through the systems that I'm bringing together with different astrological systems and with things like the Kala Chakra Tantra system, the Wheel of Time, that this key is so important of what happens when we put the breath, time, and numerology together. And that's exactly what our system does. And what was shown to me when finally these codes came through in April, May time of 2020, and this was like a convergence of different systems I'd been working with over many years, I was seeing, this is the key, because it's the numerology and the astrology plus the breath all works. And I know that this is what happens in Kala Chakra system as well. And this is something I am in a very deep and long immersion with. So I'm not an expert in Kala Chakra astrology or Tantra, but I'm an avid student of it. And I have got the most amazing teacher, Kentrel Rinpoche, and all of his organization and all the teachers within that as my senior mentors. So we're not even there yet with this system. This system is a gateway into working with the antidote, that is, when you put these things together. And I've been working with astrology, been working with Mayan astrology systems for about 13 years. And I'm now working with Vedic astrology. So I work with the traditional Mayan calendar, the dream spell calendar, and Vedic astrology. And my gateway is opening more deeply into Kala Chakra astrology. And so what I've seen is when we put these systems together, it just unlocks things that have been perplexing people for so long in their life, and things they have blind spots on, because often it happened very young. And what is continually happening with myself and with the pilot groups on the course, and now with many of our regular attendees, is that people continually experience a final knowing of something that has been looping in their life, and they suddenly see the point where that happened with clarity. And what happens when we're doing these practices in conjunction with natural law and time is that it's almost like the universe has given us a prize, because we've got the antidote. We've got all the three things together that need to come together to unlock it. And what happens when we're on these immersions is that we go into these interesting worlds, often together, and we mirror each other in what's going on. Because there are little wonky moments and things that we attract into our field as part of the healing. And sometimes it's a bit funny or embarrassing, but it's never very, very embarrassing or very weird. It's often like we're watching ourselves participate in a movie, but we've got the popcorn too, and we're not that attached to it, and we get to see it without being blended into it, and that gives us a little bit of distance with which we can just see how that thing has been governing a part of our lives, and then we can share with each other with kindred spirits, and we just move through it. So this is the backbone of really what's happening with this system. As you'll see, there are many, many things that we offer within it. We go very deep through a lot of themes, and many, many people come back and do it more than once. And we start with 5 chakras. So we go up to the throat, And that's because it's so important for us to do the work with the lower triangle, the first three chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, because that's where a lot of early trauma sits, a lot of wonky shadow stuff and behavior sits, addictions, dramas, a lot of dualism is sitting there, a lot of ego stuff. So I think everybody's got pretty much a big chunk of work to do on that. And that's why most people will find that it just keeps giving and giving, as one student says, when we do those areas. And then we go up once people have comfortably achieved doing the first five chakras. If they lunched out a big chunk of it, they have to come back and do it again. But if they really went in deeply the first time, then they can go up to 8 chakras, and then they go up to 12 chakras. And I discuss what 12 chakras means in the way we've brought through this system. But we start to open the gateway to Tibetan Buddhism and concepts of just different bodies of experience and existence. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. And now we've got this teacher training group taking place. And that to me is also signaling something amazing, because we want to have this team of people who can plug in every time we're running this system, because we run it on certain dates for certain reasons, that we can be able to offer more and more. So as I say, somebody might have serious addictions and sacral chakra issues, and they could come to Mexico, and some of the team would be there in Mexico, or they might start over in Manchester and do the route, and then fly to us to have an in-depth residential for 9 days on sacral, things like that. And we can cut and paste our different practitioners as this evolves, because we've got so many specialists to bring in. So a lot of people who take part in this program, and certainly the first students, many of them are already yoga teachers. And so I have no real attachment to it always being the kriyas or the Kundalini yoga sets that I devised at the time, because we really honor that we have a lot of specialities and specialisms within the students who are with us. So the backbone of the pranayama and the astrology stays pretty much the same, but very soon we're going to be diversifying the teachings and bringing a lot more to you. And that's starting to happen on the one-day retreat in North Wales on the sacral chakra on the 11th of September. So that is what we are doing now, and I would love to see you. We've definitely got some amazing people already signing up. I'm feeling the program expand, because a lot of people just we speak about it, and they'll bring out their serpent tattoo and just go, I just wrote the word serpent, and this is how this rolls. So if you're really serious about starting to really unblock those murky bits, and just moving beyond that and coming into the higher iteration of yourself and into your highest dharma, then please get in touch. The system is so very affordable. It's been running very much on a kind of pilot rate for these last 2 years. And I will be putting up the prices next time, because I know what people a lot less experienced than myself and our team offer for way less, okay? And we see, okay? And I think at some point we have to be realistic about the fact that we want to get these centres to be able to offer these residential opportunities. So if you would like to sign up now, while it's still at very much its introductory rate, this is the last intake of this. I will be probably putting it up to, I would say, 555 for the next intake, and it's around 222 now. Okay, so have a think about all of that. Maybe it'll be 555 to 666, I would think. Okay, so, but we haven't changed the price, and it's just because we've been busy, so take it while you can. Okay, and yeah, and we have extra sharing sessions and forums. We have a Mighty Networks group, lots of things to keep you really held while we do the work. Okay, transmission over. See you soon. Take care.